We got old 77 Ford here for the next project. She's rough, but she's got good bones. All right, well, I went and did a thing. I bought another project because everybody needs 3 or 4 or 5 unfinished projects. Um, my wife will agree with that. I know for sure. She loves projects. Anyway, I got a 1977 Ford pickup truck here that I've got some plans for, and it's just to do the modifications and send it on down the road. I wanted to test and see. These trucks are getting hot. Um, the earlier model, the bump side, is the hottest one I think right now, just in my opinion. And I feel like the dent side is coming along in its own way as well. I do, it's kind of growing on me. I do like the fact that it's got no trim on it. It's a clean truck. Most of the time that trim's beat to shit anyway, so who cares? The grill's got some dings in it, but overall, it's in really solid shape. I plan on getting a lot of those out, and there's a little whammy wrapped on top of the corner. But overall, this truck is in great shape. So it's got a 302 small block in it, and a 3-speed manual transmission, so it doesn't have the granny gear transmission in it. It's got a 9-inch rear end and what appears to be a 350 with a limited slip. So whether that's true or not, I haven't opened the diff up or checked any of the fluids or anything like that. I literally just got it off the trailer. It's a really solid truck. It truly is. Like I said, it's got a 302 in it, little 2-barrel carburetor on it, and the gentleman I bought it from said he believed the motor was locked up or the transmission linkages are locked up. So first thing you do, come along here. Yeah, well, it turned yesterday. The pulley was jammed up, but the motor is not locked up. So that is excellent. So if I can get the transmission linkages apart, kind of make sure they're not jammed up, which just by eye they don't look jammed up, but they could be installed wrong. Someone messed with it. Like I said, the truck itself, overall, other than needing a new hood, I don't even think I'm going to attempt to repair this one. It's just very, very rotted all the way down both corners, which is kind of a weird way it rusts. Never seen that before. And under the battery tray, of course, is gone. Well, not gone, but pretty Swiss cheese, and I'll fix that too just because I want to. The main goal with this truck is to get it running, driving, and just cruising up and down this little private road that the shop's on, so I don't have to worry about getting insurance and registered, all that. Just test it around the yard and kind of like an old farm truck. And I want to do a short bed conversion on it. So we've got to cut out 16 inches out of the bedside and the chassis. And along with that, this pretty nasty rusty spot in here is going to go away. So it's actually really good. The bed is for a 77 pickup truck. I mean, I'd say it's pretty damn good. It's got some surface rust, which I really think can be cleaned up, and good coat of primer over it, and it'll be just fine. But there's no damage in this bed whatsoever. I mean, the wheel humps got a little bitty ding right there, a little ding here, which can be hammered out. But overall, you think most of the time these trucks are just beat to crap and back. So overall, I'm pretty happy with it. I really am. Inside, typical bad spot in the floor on both sides, but the rockers are solid. The cab corners are solid. There is a little bit of rust in the front edge where the support is on the bed. No big deal. We can fix that. The doors do have a little bit of rot on the bottom. Completely blown through, so could just do a quick little easy repair on that, and I'm not really too worried about it. Clean it up, give it a good wash and scrub with some Comet, and get her cleaned up and see what she looks like out in the wild here instead of in the backyard stranded. I only have one of the factory steel wheels, unfortunately. Someone put boat trailer wheels on it. Or you see those a lot, and I'm wondering if those are OE type wheels, but I really don't know. So I'm going to try to find a set of Steelies for it, and we'll try to find some of the old dog dish caps or the big full wheel cover that goes on them. Like I said, the bottom edge of that door, and there's a little hole there. I may try to fix it. I may determine that if the bottom of that door is not really bad, I may go through and try to fix it. But mostly, like I said, the short bed conversion, most of the metal work, get it all solid, and if you get it running, obviously drivable. And later on, may entertain a Crown Vic front end swap. It really just depends on how deep I get into getting it running and driving and all this other stuff. my main goal is not to spend a ton of money on it, because I want to try to flip it and just to see, test the market, and see what, you know, what it does. So in the end, this project will be available, and I'll post up my email. You can shoot me an email if you're interested in it. But as it is a local, it's actually pretty funny. I mainly like these body styles because I remember growing up when my grandfather had one. He had a super cab, and I always remember riding in it. Had a big green bench seat, looked like a school bus, and it was mustard yellow. You know, big 460 in it, just a hoss. And I remember the wing windows while you go down the road whistling, and it's just a distinct memory. But this truck, actually, I found out through my uncle and my dad, came from the same dealership that they bought their old cars from back in the 70s. So kind of this just kind of happenstance. It's pretty neat, kind of full circle here. Maybe this truck was sitting next to the truck and Mustang that my dad and granddad bought. So it's kind of neat. But beyond that, like I said, we're going to get it running and driving, and just have a little fun with it. And it was a little beater. I didn't spend a bunch of money on it, and I really feel like I got a really good deal. Like I said, it's complete. I see these on Marketplace for, you know, $2 to $3 grand, missing a lot of parts. This thing still has antifreeze in the radiator, so I mean, those are all great signs. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop this carburetor off, clean it up, do just get it freed up and looking good, and squirting some fuel. We'll probably do a little makeshift gas can in here. We'll fire off and see if we can get it running. I'm really worried about the forward ignition module. They tend to go bad and they're hard to find. But wiring wise, it's not all chopped up, hacked up. So pretty stoked with it. But let's get to working on it. We'll see what we can come up with. All right, we'll get out here where it's not too hot too, because man, it gets to be warm out here on summer days. The funny part is too, this thing still has all of its smog equipment on it, which is kind of funny. You never ever see that stuff lasting this long. It's too bad I got a 4-barrel carburetor, but I don't have a 4-barrel intake, so I'll have to just not do a 4-barrel swap on it. That's okay. You know, you always gotta hot rod something. I mean, by something, I mean everything you own. Should check the oil in it too. Haven't done anything. This is the first thing I've done to it. This is funny. All the smog stuff is hilarious. Obviously, pump's not working because there's no belt on it, which is very, very typical. But the fact that it's still there, which it won't be for long, it's hilarious. We'll try to get it off of here without destroying everything. Here's, I guess, not just gonna pop off. It ain't nothing been off of this truck. So we got this old carbureting machine out of the old truck there, and I'm gonna pop the lid off because it's seized up over here as far as the throttle linkage and all that. But figure on top of videoing and showing y'all, I could video and keep myself organized by making a video out of it. I know where everything goes. It's been a while since I've been in a carburetor. It reminds me of the I mean, I know it's a Motorcraft, but the Carter style that Edelbrock kind of mimicked and copied, if you will. And this kind of looks like that. But you take the top plate off instead of like a Holly where it has the fuel bowls on it. The other thing is I don't know if I have, if I can even find a rebuild kit for it. I haven't even tried, so we're just gonna clean it up, see what I come up with. It doesn't really look that bad, other than the crickets and roaches that apparently like to live in a carburetor. I've never seen such a thing. It's pretty gross. The other good thing about that old truck, however long the guy had it, I bought it from, it's been sitting in the open field. So that attributes to a lot of the pretty solid body work on it, as far as mostly rusted out hulks that I've seen. Accelerator pump's not pumping. That's wild. Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Whew. That diaphragm is just, that's it. It doesn't move. I found the spring, it slapped me in the face. Pretty happy with that. That's all moving pretty free. Cool. All right, let's get this something or another off of there. It's actually still pretty supple. It's pretty surprising. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's leave it like that, and that way I know how to go back. It'll set up the same. No, I ain't gonna get the whole thing on it. Give him a little spritz over there for me. You see the plugs? Yeah. No spark plug wire? Yeah. Oh. Not too shabby, and they're old auto lights. Crazy. All right. Oh, looks pretty good. Pull it back up. Ain't no rust. Get it. No. Well, as you can see, I put some tires on it from brother-in-law's Jeep that he's working on. I didn't realize they were the same lug pattern. So we got I've got 3 of them on here. The other one actually holds there on the other side, so I just left it alone. This is the only brake that's dragging, which is very surprising. But we almost got the thing to fire off without a carburetor on it. I've got a carburetor coming. Hopefully it'll be here tomorrow before I finish up. But did a little testing and got spark. And there's brake fluid in the master cylinder, so I know the brake lines are wet. Hoping that this drum back here will unfreeze. Front wheels have come unstuck. and rolling around. Not sure about how the brakes work. I haven't tested that far yet, but it will fire. Put a carburetor on it. We got real good spark, testing spark, so I'm really stoked with that. So all things are considered, it looks really good. In the cylinder walls, the little coil I sprayed in there yesterday helped free them up a lot better, and it had a little gallop to start with, and that kind of went away. So rings are freeing up, it sounds like, and pretty sure we're going to have a running truck here soon. Unfortunately, I got a right blinker out of all things, but considering where it's been for the last decade of its life or more, it's doing pretty damn good. So I'm going to work on beating this drum off of here without destroying it, and you get to watch me cuss and sweat and fight it. So enjoy. All right, dug the old drum brake tools out of the drawer there. They don't get much use. Once your drums are set up, you usually don't mess with them unless you're changing out the shoes. This is an adjuster tool. On the back side of these drums, there's a little window that you can use at the bottom and get in there and turn the adjuster. And usually if you turn it all the way in, it'll help suck those brake pads in, and hopefully, or the shoes, hopefully they're not seized up to this drum, and they'll come off. So look at that, the little cover's gone, so that's always a good thing. Look at that. Ha ha! Let's see. It's rolling, but it is not free yet. It's hemmed up on there pretty good. Trying not to destroy the brakes, because if I can get them to move and work, I'm just going to let them ride. Buy parts as absolutely need them instead of just throwing stuff at it. Well, I'm going to keep trying. I'm not going to bore you with this. I heated up the bore here on the drum. It was stuck around the hub on the axle. So I was heating and heating. I'd beat and heat, and I just decided to heat it a lot more than I did, and I heard it pop and crack, and I got this to expand and let go. So the drum's about to come off. So now, if I can get the rest of the way off, hopefully I haven't destroyed anything. It's still stuck on the shoes, but try not to pry it off, because a lot of times if those shoes are stuck to the drum, you'll bend a brake, the springs, and the springs will explode. Parts can go everywhere. Trying to keep that from happening. Oh, yeah. Look at that. Just a little determination. I didn't even have to cuss. And those shoes look great. Yeah, that's all it was. Just a little crust here, moisture buildup. So I'll adjust them back in. We'll go through this with a wire wheel and clean that up and get it nice and shiny, a little emery cloth. But man, the brakes look good. The wheel cylinders are a little swole up. So the back brakes, that's what causes it to happen. This swells up. Brake fluid gets moisture in there and it starts expanding, I guess. I'm not sure what actually causes that expansion, but this little guy, this down here on the bottom, this on the bottom is what I was turning. That's your adjuster for the drum brakes. It pushes this back, so it pushes against the drum. But you don't want too much. Obviously, you'll have too much drag, but you want it just right so that it free spins. But when you apply your brakes, it gives you a little whoa. So I'm going to attempt to take this off without, that's hot, without breaking the brake line, without destroying it. Try to take that wheel cylinder off and see if I can just kind of clean it up. And they make a little honing tool that's specifically for brake wheel cylinders. So I got the tool. I'll go ahead and take all the hardware off the top there and kind of get the pads separated. or the shoes. I keep calling them pads, but get it all separated and cleaned up. But the good thing is the adjuster works. It's functional. So get these spiders a new home. And like I said, the shoes look really good. And I think we'll have brakes here soon. If that carburetor comes tomorrow, I know this thing is going to fire up. I'm telling you, I feel it. Feels good. And I'm stoked. So now it rolls. Now we can roll it closer to the shop instead of playing out here in the yard. I know I'm on a cheap budget. This is super cheap. I'm just going to rebuild this thing the way it is with the parts I have. Hopefully the cylinder on the inside is in good shape. Went ahead and sprayed the bleeder screw with a little lube, and we're just going to pop. You can tell this is how it was when it swells up and gets dirt and just water and just grime and rust. These should be able to push in pretty easy. There's a little piston in there. We'll pull this off. See all that? That's not good. You don't want that in your brake system. So that's probably garbage. But I'm going to try to break it loose and see what's in there. So pull both of these off. Oh man. I'm stuck. There you go. Oh, I've never seen them that bad. Oof. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. All right, now put a little lubrication in there. What I might do is go ahead and try to bust the other one off and just let them both soak, because if this one looks like that, I can guarantee you the other one looks just like that too. May not have enough time, but we'll see. Well, officially there was no saving this old girl here. The piston is officially one with the housing, and that one's pretty chewed up. So there's no need to waste time doing anything with that. So we got a new set. I'm gonna get those on. I'm gonna just kind of loosely resurface the drum. I gotta get the passenger side off as well. And back brakes, hopefully we'll get some fluid to them and see if we can get the brakes to brake. So let's get these on. Fighting some ground issues here. Just doing a little cleanup, getting lights working slowly but surely. Got the back drum brakes reinstalled. Did a little cheap mechanic rebuild on the brakes. Just did a wheel cylinder, pumped the brakes a few times while I had the line off, and I've got fluid back here. So just going through and bleeding the rear brakes. Actually, when we pulled it up with my truck to the front of the shop, I stopped just to test it, and the front brakes do work. So even better. We're just working right now on electrical. A lot of the lights on the side, the marker lights on the side weren't even hooked up. They were just kind of dangling on the bottom of the truck. So we're pulling all that off. Taillights don't work. So I'm just pulling all the bulbs out, checking all the electrical. Somebody did, in fact, put a trailer light on here at one point, and kind of boogered up some of the wiring on that side. But I don't understand why anybody would ever think that a twisting a wire together would be a good idea. Did have electrical tape on it, but they skint the wires back and kind of boogered it up. But it is what it is. I'll chop that off and clean it up, put a butt splice in there, and that corrosion is probably not helping. Pull the ground wire off out of there on both sides and got that cleaned up too. And so far that is working on the marker lights and the front turn signals. So just like I said, just getting some of the resistance out of there with the bad grounds and things like that. So all in all, everything's looking great. Still crossing my fingers that the carburetor will arrive early enough where I can put it on and try to fire it up. So far, everything is working great. I did have to pull the light switch out. I actually happened to have another one of these, not for this model truck. I think it was off a 90. So the plug's different, and the actual contacts are a little different too. So I just actually took this front piece out, the dimmer wheel and all that, the mechanism in here, took all that out. The spring was broken, so that wasn't really allowing good contact in here. So put all that back in there from a new switch, put it back in, and the lights are working. So happy with that. Wipers work with the switch, and it did turn over yesterday, like showed with key, which is great. I got a key with the thing, which is amazing. All in all, look at the seat cover, man. Oh man, look at that. I didn't even notice that. I'm about to pull that seat cover off. I bet you that upholstery is in pretty good shape. Unbelievable. Other plan is this floor is not as crusty as I thought. It's a lot of surface rust. But if I go to cut this bed down, I've got 16 inches of steel on both sides that I could use as a patch. So if need be, I can get that fixed. But I think got a few little tenants here I'm gonna have to get rid of. Luckily, there's no one around. I haven't been around in a while. We're gonna keep working on it, and yeah, keep moving forward. All right, so next we're gonna go ahead and get rid of this EGR valve. I want to keep the spacer, so I'm just gonna make a steel plate and block off the EGR, get rid of that, and I've already plugged the port that fed the vacuum, so I won't have a massive leak. A little piece of sheet metal here cleaned off, and I'm just gonna set this right here. And that is a block off plate. Just put the original one back in place, and it's still blocked. So put it in the blaster, and this gunk, boy, it's tough. The blaster wouldn't hardly touch it. But I cleaned off a lot of the loose stuff, and it looks a lot better. So I'm gonna put it back on the truck and try to work on some sort of a makeshift fuel system so I can be ready to go when the carburetor gets here. I did the fastest unboxing a person could do. I don't think the mailman ever seen anybody run towards him. Got the carburetor in, obviously. Looks good. I put one plug on because I'm not sure what that goes to and what this does. My carburetor didn't have that. I couldn't even tell you what it does. I don't know. But it's got electric choke instead of a mechanical choke. The ball there's for the throttle linkage. Made a little gasket for my EGR plate. Some holes in it, and we'll get it lined up and get it put on there, and let's see what we can do. All right, let's get this carburetor on here. I went ahead and sucked all the mouse poop and junk off the intake manifold, and let's try not to drop any screws down in there while we're at it. Let's do flatchy. Need a rubber zip tie for that one, and I guess this guy will go up top. I don't think it matters. That's for the choke. I'm not too worried about that. That's not what causes any vacuum leaks. That one's plugged off. All right. Good old Amazon carburetor. You can't beat it. And you could beat it, but it's just ridiculous how much little difference there is between rebuilding your original carburetor, which could totally be done. I think it was very salvageable, but it's not worth the time, really, especially for a cheap little project like this. I'm trying to just have a good time and get it running and drive around the yard and play with it. Did you hear that? Oh, yee-hoo! Something wrong with the cast pedal here. I don't know. I got it full bore. That's what it is. That return spring. Yeah! Hell yeah! How about that? I mean, I'd say out of the box that works pretty good. I didn't even have to pump the gas or anything, just fired it right off. Turn of the key and it fires right up. Sounds really good too. So, we got a runner, baby. She's a runner. Let's see if she'll drive. Yes, sir. She's moving under her own power. Got brakes, somewhat. I mean, you don't want to do a full-blown panic stop on it, but it stopped. The gear's working good. It's got a little squirt in the power steering there, a little squeal. But let me tell you what, this old girl runs good. I got a voltage gauge and a oil pressure gauge. Fuel gauge ain't working and the temp gauge ain't working. But man alive, this thing runs like a dream. You know, for a truck that's been sitting forever. It drives good, it runs good. I'm just cruising up and down this little road here and get something back alive like this has been left for dead. I ain't drove a 3-speed on the common forever, and it's shifting and running full synchro trans. It'll shift down in the first when you're still moving. It'll wind us at a long-legged second, so it's not wound up tight. Gotta forget to put the clutch in and go into gear. We're just cruising up and down the road, getting the fluids warmed and getting the oil warm. And man, it's just driving fantastic. It's so fun. So got a will it run in there, and yes, it do run. It runs like a scalded dog. I call it a little wheel coming out of a little cul-de-sac down here, so or a little turnaround, whatever you want to call it. And it's pretty fun. I don't want to sling the old belts off because they're pretty bad. And it jerks to the side when you brake hard. But I'm telling you, you can't even hear it hardly. So we're a successful run and drive, that's for sure. All right, guys. All right, so it's been a great week in the shop here. I feel like I've gotten 5 weeks worth of work done in a few days. The Vega is done with phase 1. The owner's coming to pick that up, and he's going to go ahead and do the motor and all that good stuff in it. And should come back for a roll cage and floorboards in the back. I think I'm going to call it Uncle Jesse just because it reminds me of Uncle Jesse's truck from Dukes of Hazzard. I know his was white, so something like that. You know, it's going to be a pretty fun project. It's been treating me real good. Things have been just working and falling right into place. Motor runs like a top. I mean, there wasn't a tick. There wasn't a knock. There wasn't anything. It smoked a little bit, burned off the junk off the exhaust, and man, drives great. Power steering's good. I'm getting a little finicky. I'm pretty sure it puked all the fluid that I put in it. It's squealing and not happy. I'm not really too concerned with it. I don't really care. If I can find one cheap, might put it on, but I don't think I'm going to fight with it. It may actually just need a belt. The belt's pretty old, and it may just be so loose that it's squealing when you put it up under a heavy load. Full lock, I noticed, and at a certain RPM, I noticed. I don't have a temp gauge, but I'm not leaking any fluids, so I feel okay with the temperature. Oil pressure came up, and the amp meter works. Obviously, the fuel gauge ain't going to work because the fuel tank's under the hood, but, I mean, everything but this little light up in the front works, so can't be mad at that. But like I said, projects are moving along. We're going to try to cut this one down and make a short bed out of it, and we'll do that in the next couple videos and go from there. As always, appreciate you guys watching Big Lake Hot Rods. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. You don't want to miss the next installment on this thing because it's going to be fun. So come back and join us. We'll see you next time.